Hello and welcome to TVP World. I'm Diana Sky and we're here in Poznan at Impact. Now my next guest has reshaped how Poles receive their parcels. I'm happy to present the CEO of InPost, Rafał Brzoska. Thank you so much for for taking the time to be with us here today.
My pleasure.
All right, Rafał, let me go straight in it. So first I want to ask you about the ambitious, you had this ambitious version, an AI version, right, of a powered shopping assistant. What are the updates on that? How's that going?
It's super exciting project for us. Currently we have 80,000 beta testers checking if everything is working well, if all the tools that we have enabled to our beta testers are working well. And I think this is a matter of few weeks for us to launch it fully for 17 million mobile app users of InPost app in Poland.
Okay, so you're talking about, so just Poland. Now I want to ask you about this. So you operate in the United Kingdom, in France, in Spain. Do you think that Europe is actually making your business, scaling your business easier or harder? Particularly, I'm talking about the regulation, of course.
I think that's the most commonly asked question, but we are not surprised. Our bar was pretty low in terms of what we've expected from the foreign markets. We knew it will be very hard. And we had a hard lesson 10 years ago, 12 years ago, when we failed our European expansion and we reshaped the way we've been entering the local markets, mostly through acquisitions. And that's why, we made two acquisitions in the UK, one in France, one in Spain, giving us now the opportunity to be market leader in the UK, in France, in Poland, and number 2 operator in Iberia and in Italy. Am I concerned with the EU regulations? Not so much. It's rather, the pace of growth that we have explicitly put in front of us in terms of an ambition was super surprising for our competitors on the local markets because they haven't spotted company being agile like InPost. So, frankly, the harder it is in terms of the local conditions, the better for us.
You like the challenge.
I love the challenge.
Like someone
I love the
challenge.
Yeah.
Okay, Rafa, I wanna show you something here. Where do you think this is from? What does this look like to you?
Portugal.
Portugal?
No? Greece?
I think one of them is from
China.
Temu, and the other one maybe from Shein. But my daughter picked it. It's not me. The funny thing is that this is from Temu or Shein, but it was delivered through InPost.
That's great.
Okay, but so let me ask you this. Those companies, do you think they pose a challenge to you? Are they going to be a threat to European business, or do you see it otherwise? And particularly, does your company, and in general, do you think that Europe has a chance to compete with the Chinese market?
I think, first of all, we are agnostic. We try to support merchants from all around the world. The local ones, but also the foreigners like Temu and Shein. Am I concerned with the competition against the European businesses that they are imposing? Yes and no. Yes, because we need to adopt. No, because we are already adopting. So I see more and more European companies being ready for that challenge that was brought from Asia to Europe, and they are making pretty good job right now to be more competitive, faster, offering as well, fancy products like this, made in Europe, not made in China. So I think
this is what you're aiming for?
Yes,
to see this
I think we create a platform and we want to create a good condition for every player, but also we try, as always, build a European presence and build the presence of the European merchants, specifically Polish merchants, because we want to support them in the cross-border expansion as the enablement platform. But we are agnostic. So at the end of the day, the consumer, that's your daughter's choice, that's your choice, where you buy, what kind of product is matching your expectations.
Is Allegro, would you consider them your partner, your competitor, maybe a little bit of both?
Some of the people say it's a frenemy. So on one hand, we collaborate. On the other hand, our colleagues from Allegro are not playing a fair game, which is, I think, not just my statement. The UOKiK has started undertook a serious measures, making a kind of ride into the offices. It's something what seems that there is a case. So I think Allegro is missing one opportunity, the opportunity to have best friend ever from the same country, helping them
You
against
mean
the
InPost?
against all the competitors, because we benefited both thanks to that partnership. And someone took a very stupid decision to go against it and try to rebuild what InPost has built, which is, in my opinion, always the wrong way. You should focus on the core business. You should share, at the end of the day, what the consumers are expecting from you. And the consumers, they want to have the free will. If the algorithm of Allegro is changing your decision that you've made, which delivery has to be, this is not your decision. This is not consumer choice. This is the algorithm choice that's taking over your freedom.
All right, Rafa. I mean, consumers is one thing, and seemingly you told me that you love challenges. So let me ask you a challenging question. Let's talk about couriers. Now, a while back, it's been in the press. Courier said they've been overwhelmed, overtired, underpaid, right? Insecure. Do you think that industry and InPost has gone too far in cutting costs? I mean, what responsibility you think a market leader should make sure to fix it?
First of all, let's say hard no to false information. Do you know that the most common contracts that we offer is this fixed employment contract? If you want to be a courier on a fixed employment contract, each and every depot is hiring continuously. Simply, the couriers are, in most cases, across the board in Europe and globally, entrepreneurs who invested into the vans, network of vans, and they create a local logistics companies. Is it prohibited to give the business to local logistics company? I don't think so.
You're giving them business as well, I guess.
Yeah, so specifically, this is the freedom of choice. So at the end of the day, with the unemployment rate we have currently in Poland, it's a shortage of resources. So we want to hire more, and there are not many people who want to go for a fixed contract. So they are mostly hired by the local logistics companies, and we contract them. Likewise, all the other players. Who has asked the same question to the CEO of DHL or DPD in Poland? No one. They do exactly the same, because this is how the industry works. So you cannot expect that one company has to change the business model when the competitors who are not paying taxes in Poland are in a much more favorable position.
Rafa, final last question to you. Correct me if I'm wrong. You did meet French President Emmanuel Macron in Gdansk. How did that go?
First of all, the first sentence I've heard from the president was, "Thank you that you made the time to meet me." The second one was, how can I help you for you to do more business in France? And those two most important, most surprising questions reshaped my way of thinking about, how far are we in Poland from that kind of normal situation where the politician, where the political leader is asking the business, how may I help you to grow the business? So it was an excellent meeting, far longer than we expected, and there will be a follow-up.
Thank you so much, Rafał Brzoska, CEO of InPost, for being our guest here on TVP World.
Thank you very much.
Today. And that's all here for now. We're at Impact in Poznan. I'm Diana Skaya. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.